The old TV sat in the attic. Dust covered its screen. Cobwebs hung from its antenna. It felt cold and alone. "Nobody watches me anymore," it sighed. The TV remembered a time it was the center of attention. Families gathered to watch its shows. Children laughed at its cartoons. Those days felt like a distant dream. The TV missed the warmth and laughter. It longed for a purpose again. One day, a beam of sunlight pierced through the attic window. It was a rare sight, as the attic had been shrouded in darkness for years. The sunlight seemed to carry a warmth and energy that the attic had long forgotten. The old wooden beams creaked as if they were waking up from a long slumber. The light moved slowly, almost deliberately, as if it was searching for something. It landed right on the TV's screen. The TV, covered in a thick layer of dust, had been sitting in the same spot for what felt like an eternity. The sunlight illuminated the screen, making the dust particles visible as they floated in the air. The TV's once vibrant colors were now faded, but the sunlight brought a hint of life back to it. The TV blinked. It hadn't seen such bright light in ages. The screen flickered, struggling to come to life. It was as if the TV was trying to remember how to function. The circuits inside buzzed and whirred, and for a moment the screen showed a faint image. The TV felt a surge of energy, a reminder of the days when it was the center of attention in the living room. The dust particles danced in the light beam. They twirled and swirled, creating a mesmerizing display. It was as if they were celebrating the return of the sunlight. The attic, once a place of forgotten memories, now felt alive. The light brought a sense of hope and possibility. The TV watched the dust particles, feeling a connection to their dance. It was a dance of renewal, of new beginnings. For a moment, the TV felt a spark of hope. It remembered the days when it brought joy and entertainment to the family, the laughter, the tears, the moments of togetherness. The TV had been a silent witness to it all, and now, with the sunlight on its screen, it felt a glimmer of that old magic. It was a feeling it thought it had lost forever. Maybe it thought, "There's still a place for me in the world." The TV pondered its existence. It had been discarded, left to gather dust in the attic. But the sunlight made it believe that it could still be of use. It could still bring joy and entertainment. The TV imagined itself in a new home with a new family, creating new memories. The thought filled it with determination. The TV decided to take a chance. It knew it wouldn't be easy. The world had changed, and there were newer, more advanced TVs out there, but the TV believed in its own worth. It had a history, a story to tell. It had seen the world change, and it had adapted before. It could do it again. The TV felt a sense of purpose, a drive to prove itself. It wouldn't just sit in the attic and collect dust. The TV started to move, shaking off the dust that had settled on it. It was a slow and arduous process, but the TV was determined. It inched its way towards the attic door, feeling the weight of the years lift off its screen. Each movement was a step towards a new beginning, a new adventure. It was time for an adventure. The TV imagined all the places it could go, all the people it could meet. It felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. The world was full of possibilities, and the TV was ready to explore them. With the sunlight guiding its way, the TV set off on its journey, ready to find its place in the world once more. The TV knew it wouldn't be easy. It was big and heavy. It hadn't moved in years. But the thought of finding a new purpose gave it strength. Slowly, carefully, the TV began to move. It bumped and shuffled across the attic floor. It squeezed past old furniture and forgotten toys. Finally, it reached the attic door. The outside world was bright and busy. Cars zoomed by. People talked on their phones. Everything was new and different. The TV felt a little overwhelmed. It had never seen so much activity. But it was also exciting. The TV saw children playing games on small handheld screens. It watched movies projected onto giant walls. The world of technology had changed so much. Section 5, Lost and Found. As days turned into nights, the TV started to feel lost. It couldn't find anyone who watched its kind of shows. It saw sleek, flat screens everywhere. They played colorful shows and fast-moving games. The old TV felt out of place. One evening, the TV found itself outside a bustling cafe. Music spilled out from the open door. It sounded familiar and comforting. Section 6, a familiar tune. The TV peeked inside the cafe. It saw people laughing and talking, and then it noticed something wonderful. In the corner on a shelf sat a record player. It was playing the same kind of music the TV remembered from its past. Next to the record player, the TV saw old books, vintage cameras, and antique toys. This place felt different. It felt special. Section 7, a warm welcome. The TV gathered all its courage. It had been sitting in the attic for years, collecting dust and cobwebs, but today was different. Today, it was determined to step out and see the world once more. It inched closer to the cafe, its antenna trembling with anticipation. The streets were bustling with activity, and the TV felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. It had been so long since it had been around people, and it wasn't sure how it would be received. People stopped to look at the old TV. They smiled and pointed. Some whispered to each other, reminiscing about the days when TVs like this one were a common sight in every household. The TV could hear snippets of conversations, and it felt a sense of nostalgia wash over it. Some even came over to take a closer look. They marveled at its design, the intricate details that had been carefully crafted so many years ago. The TV felt a sense of pride. It had been a part of so many memories, and now it was being appreciated once again. "Wow, a vintage TV!" someone exclaimed. The TV's screen flickered with joy. It had been so long since it had heard such genuine admiration. It felt like a star basking in the attention of its newfound audience. "It's in such good condition," another person remarked. The TV's heart, if it had one, would have swelled with pride. It had been well taken care of, and now it was being recognized for its enduring beauty and craftsmanship. The TV felt a warmth spread through its wires. These people appreciated it. It was more than just an old piece of technology. It was a piece of history, a relic from a bygone era that still had the power to captivate and charm. They saw its value, even if it was old. The TV realized that it still had a place in this modern world. It wasn't just a forgotten relic. It was a cherished memory, a symbol of simpler times. And in that moment, the TV knew that it had found its place once more. Section 8, the joy of sharing. Inside the cafe, the TV found a new home. It stood proudly among the other vintage treasures. People came from far and wide to see the old TV. They shared stories about watching similar TVs when they were young. The TV loved hearing their memories. It showed old movies and classic cartoons. The cafe buzzed with laughter and conversation. Section 9, a timeless treasure. In a world where technology evolves at a breakneck pace, it's easy to forget the charm and significance of older devices, but sometimes these relics from the past find a way to remind us of their timeless value. The old TV wasn't forgotten anymore. It had been rediscovered, dusted off, and placed in a new setting where it could once again shine. This wasn't just any TV, it was a portal to a different era, a storyteller of days gone by. It had found a new purpose, a new audience, a new home. Families gathered around it just as they did decades ago to share in the magic of its flickering screen. It became a centerpiece of cozy evenings, a source of entertainment and connection. It learned that even though times change, some things never go out of style. The old TV, with its wooden frame and dials, stood as a testament to the enduring appeal of well-crafted objects. It was a reminder that quality and charm are timeless. The joy of shared stories, the warmth of community, these were the things that the old TV brought back into the lives of those who watched it. It wasn't just about the shows it played, it was about the moments it created, the laughter it sparked, and the memories it helped forge. The love for something unique, these things are timeless. The old TV became a cherished item, not just for its functionality, but for the stories it carried within its frame. It was a piece of history, a link to the past that people could touch and see. And so the old TV lived happily in the vintage cafe, where it was admired by patrons who appreciated its nostalgic charm. It became a conversation starter, a piece of decor that added character and warmth to the space. A beloved treasure from a bygone era, the old TV was more than just an object. It was a symbol of a simpler time, a reminder of the days when families would gather around to watch their favorite shows together, reminding everyone that sometimes the best stories are told on the smallest screens. In a world dominated by large, high-definition displays, the old TV stood out as a humble yet powerful storyteller, proving that it's not the size of the screen that matters, but the stories it tells and the memories it creates.